broadcasting live from the heart of downtown San Luis Obispo. Here's your host, Randall White.
Yes, a very good Thursday evening, everyone, as we kick off another live edition of Market Fresh, heard each week from 5 straight up till 6 o'clock here on Crush 92.5 FM. Today, the 9th day of May, 2013. Another very pleasant day here on the Central Coast. A little bit breezy. We'll have a check of the Market Fresh forecast coming up a little bit later this hour. I'm your host, Randall White, sharing my passion for local and sustainable foods each and every week. And a reminder, you can also watch a video simulcast of the show online, live on the Market Fresh page at eatdrinkexplore.com, or by using our free smartphone or tablet apps. Very easy to download from the Apple App Store or Google's... Play. Google Play. Just ahead on our Fresh News segment, we'll learn details of a new study that highlights the current food buying trends and how restaurants are faring in this economic recovery. Are you eating out more or less than you were a year ago? Do you buy more specialty foods now than you did before? Yeah. Ask yourself. We'll have the answer coming up in just a moment. Also ahead on the show this week, we welcome LA Times journalist Hector Becerra to the program to hear about his recent time spent picking strawberries right here on the Central Coast. It is not an easy job by any stretch of the imagination, and he'll explain why. Also, mothers, listen up. There's a wellness fair just for you this Saturday at Sycamore Mineral Springs. We'll speak with a registered health expert about the importance of diet, and we'll even share a recipe or two for better health. And as always, we'll round out the show with a look at tonight's Higuera Street Market, including the entertainment lineup and a vendor spotlight, which is a dairy that sells raw milk. That's with our on-the-street reporter, Jen Young, cruise director Jen Young. By the way, speaking of mothers, tonight is the market's annual Mother's Day flower giveaway. Jen, you'll have a couple of details on that too? Okay, great. Our Thursday evening Market Fresh program comes to you live from the heart of downtown San Luis Obispo, right above Higuera Street, as a matter of fact, between Ozos and Morro. You can watch and listen as the city's famous market comes to life. Our goal here is simple: to get you in touch with the wild world of fresh food options here on California's Central Coast, with an emphasis on the offerings available at any one of your local farmers markets. We invite you to join us on Sunday mornings, too, from 8 to 10 right here on Crush 92.5 for our weekly Eat, Drink, Explore signature broadcast focused on current trends in food, beverages, travel, and tourism. It's our goal each Sunday to give you the tools you need to enjoy California's treasures in a healthy, sustainable, and community-focused manner. This hour of Eat, Drink, Explore Radio brought to you by Eberly Winery in Paso Robles, open daily from 10 until 6 with complimentary wine tasting and cave tours. Voted by Wine Spectator as one of the best tours on the entire Central Coast. Eberly Winery is located on 46 East in Paso Robles. You can log on to eberlywinery.com for more information. Taking a quick look at the weather report for tonight's market. 64 degrees at market start right at 6 o'clock, dropping about 10 degrees when the market closes at 9 o'clock. Clear skies, winds right now around 16 miles per hour. They will diminish to about 9 by the time the market is all said and done. Coastal fog, there's none to worry about right now. The sky is nice and clear. It'll be developing late. All right, the Fresh News Report, great guests, and another fun night at the downtown San Luis Obispo Farmers Market, all straight ahead on this edition of Market Fresh. I'm your host, Randall White. Keep it right here.
It's Market Fresh on Crush 92.5 FM.
Can we have your attention for a moment? Eat, Drink, Explore Media has an important date we want to share with you. Saturday, July 13th. We invite you to join us at a craft beer and food event like no other. At last count, generous samples from more than 70 breweries will be paired with local culinary treats for the 2013 Breast Fest along San Francisco's waterfront at Fort Mason. Going on its 14th year, the annual Breast Fest has grown dramatically, raising money for an incredibly important cause, providing free, complimentary treatments for women battling breast cancer. The Charlotte Maxwell Clinic offers services such as acupuncture, massage, organic foods, and transportation. The clinic's core mission to provide relief from the terrible side effects of cancer and its treatments. Eat, Drink, Explore Media is very proud to be among the main sponsors for this year's event. For more information, go to thebreastfest.org. It's time now to tap into the Market Fresh grapevine, as we call it, for the latest news affecting the fresh food and beverages you love. How would you like to do a little wine tasting at your local farmer's market? That'd be fun. They're offering, little slices of oranges and strawberries and stuff like that. Why not a little wine tasting to go with it? You think California would be at the forefront of this movement, but no. Michigan, of all places, is where this is being proposed, and the effort appears to be passing. A bill moving its way through the Michigan State House would allow tasting, as most people do like to sample before they buy, a common practice, as you know, at farmers markets. The bill passed the Michigan Senate earlier this week and is now headed to the House for a vote. Here in California, licensed wine growers can apply for a certified farmers market permit to sell their products directly to the public. But that's it. No tasting. You see this at the Saturday morning San Luis Obispo market near the Embassy Suites. They have a little stand set up there where they sell wine. According to California law firm Stoll Reeves, this permit is required for each farmer's market where the wine grower plans to sell, and each time it'll set you back $60. Time for our weekly look at the California Crop Report. Last week's warm weather really kicked off some growing, starting with fruit. Strawberries are in the middle of their peak season, so be sure to grab some of those delicious treats at the market tonight. They were mostly untouched by the big fire that went through the Ventura area. Blueberries are just getting going, as are cherries. I picked up a basket of organic cherries at the market on Saturday, and they were tart and delicious. Kiwi bloom has begun. I need to see a picture of that. I don't even know what a kiwi blossom looks like. As for veggies, the harvest continues for asparagus, broccoli, spring lettuce, cauliflower, cucumbers, sugar snap peas, snow peas, onions, garlic, and fava beans. Grab yourself a nice Chianti, and we'll be giving you a recipe for favas next week here on the show. So stay tuned for that. Look for cabbage, carrots, sweet corn, heirloom tomatoes, and bell peppers soon at your markets as well. Here on Market Fresh and on Sundays during our signature Eat, Drink, Explore program, we do offer emerging food trends, specifically those that focus on fresh, seasonal, locally produced, healthy, organic, and sustainable. We also showcase restaurants and food producers who specialize in this type of fare. Well, now a new report is out showing a big uptick in sales for these categories, and nowhere in the country are we seeing greater demand for these products than right here in California. Joining us on the Market Fresh live line right now to provide some of the details behind the surging area of this surging area of the economy is Lisa Marco Pritchard with financial software company Intuit, based up in Mountain View, and the company behind this new survey. Welcome to the program, Lisa.
Yes, thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, nice to have you here. And according to the survey, Californians in particular are really moving toward healthier gourmet foods. Is that what you found?
Yes, that was one of our interesting findings, is that Californians are spending almost 20% more at what we're calling premium grocers, like the Whole Foods Market. And they've actually pulled back at what we're referring to as more general grocers, like the Safeway, Vons, Ralph's, of the world. So interesting to see that shift.
Yeah, 20% more. That's a large uptick, outpacing many other areas of the economy. Are we anywhere near saturation for these products, or is there still plenty of room for growth?
I really don't have information to comment on that right now, but the one thing I could add is that we're also seeing, as far as eating and good eating, we're seeing increased spending out at restaurants in comparison to 4 years ago. That's actually up 11% as well.
11%?
Not as much as the premier. Mm-hmm.
Wow. How do the demographics break down for those who love to eat out?
Well, interesting that you should ask. So we are seeing that those under 40 years old are actually, under 36 years old are actually spending 40% more than they did just 4 years ago. Now, of course, it also correlates with some of the higher earning years, but even so, it appears to be a vote of confidence.
Wow, 40% more than they were 4 years ago. Are all of the numbers a 4-year comparison?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and so a 40% uptick, this is a good sign for the economy, I would imagine.
Yes, it appears so. We just report out on the data and the findings, and that's what we have.
Right. And so I know that some of the areas of your we're taking a look at the food version right now, but there were some other areas of interest that this study found outside the food realm?
Yes, there are actually. One of the promising areas was around gift giving and charitable donations. Mm-hmm. That actually increased again in comparison to 4 years ago, has increased by 47%.
Wow. So it would be 2009 figures?
2009 through, 2013. And we're specifically comparing Q1 of 2009 to Q1 of 2013.
Oh, good. Same time of year to same time of year, because it wouldn't be fair to include Christmas or something like that in a gift giving survey, for one thing. So I guess when you so maybe a lot of people are giving gourmet foods as gifts. That would really be a high demographic when you put the numbers together. Well,
possibly.
Lisa Barco Pritchard with financial software company Intuit. Thanks for the numbers. We have a link to the complete report if people want to break them down even further at our website, eatdrinkexplore.com. Just go under today's Market Fresh program summary. Lisa, thank you. Have a great day.
Yes, you too. Thank you.
All right, everyone, we do want to encourage you to follow us online as well at eatdrinkexplore.com, as we just mentioned, but also through our Facebook and Twitter pages. We'd love to get into a social relationship with you that way. You can tweet with hashtag MarketFresh or just respond directly with us, both on our Facebook and Twitter accounts. It is the name of the social network and then /EatDrinkExplore. It's the same deal with YouTube. Let's see, we have Tumblr. We have, what's the one with all the pictures? Pinterest. Yeah. Some of those accounts we don't keep up as well as the others, but the Facebook and Twitter, I am right there with them. So trust me when I say we've got some good stuff that we throw out there each and every day. All right, again, looking at the forecast, we've got some breezy conditions out there right now. Mid-60s. It'll cool down to about 64 degrees right at the market start at 6 o'clock. 9 o'clock, though, you definitely want to layer when you come down here. 56 degrees for market close if you're going to stay for the whole thing. Skies are clear. Don't worry about any coastal fog right now. Winds are, they're kicking up, really, in the double digits, about 16 miles per hour. Those will diminish, but the temperature will fall, too. So it's going to feel cool no matter how you look at it. All right, you're listening to the Market Fresh Report. Coming up next, we head to the strawberry fields of the Santa Maria Valley, where all those beautiful strawberries, a lot of them that you'll find at tonight's market and many of the local Central Coast markets, are grown. It is back-breaking work to pick those strawberries. One LA Times reporter went out there and tried it for himself. Wait until you hear how long he lasted and what he found while he was out there. You're listening to Market Fresh on Crush 92.5. I'm your host, Randall White, and we're back in just a moment.
Market Fresh on Crush 92.5 FM.
Randall White here, host of Eat, Drink, Explore Radio, with a tip for Central Coast wine tasting. Eberly Winery was recently voted Winery of the Year by the world's top sommeliers and has one of the best local tours according to Wine Spectator. Eberly Winery open daily 10 to 6, and the winery's cave tours and wine tasting always complimentary. It's easy to find, too. Located on Highway 46 East, just 3.5 miles from Highway 101. Now it's time to plan your visit. Just head to eberlywinery.com.
Seems everybody's going organic, including lawn care. Did you know communities across the country are converting their lawns, playgrounds, and playing fields to an organic care program? And it's working. You can safely control weeds and pests and have a beautiful lawn. Your kids, pets, and water supplies will be safer, and your neighbors will be green with envy. Oh, and in the long run, organic lawn care is cheaper than doing it the conventional way. Switch to organic lawn care today. Visit pesticidefreelawns.org. The folks who brought you this public service message. Check out pesticidefreelawns.org today.
Can we have your attention for a moment? Eat, Drink, Explore Media has an important date we want to share with you. Saturday, July 13th. We invite you to join us at a craft beer and food event like no other. At last count, generous samples from more than 70 breweries will be paired with local culinary treats for the 2013 Breast Fest along San Francisco's waterfront at Fort Mason. Going on its 14th year, the annual Breast Fest has grown dramatically, raising money for an incredibly important cause, providing free, complimentary treatments for women battling breast cancer. The Charlotte Maxwell Clinic offers services such as acupuncture, massage, organic foods, and transportation. The clinic's core mission to provide relief from the terrible side effects of cancer and its treatments. Eat, Drink, Explore Media is very proud to be among the main sponsors for this year's event. For more information, go to thebreastfest.org.
Market Fresh, broadcasting live from the heart of downtown San Luis Obispo. Here's your host, Randall White.
Hello, everyone. It's now 19 minutes past the hour, and a big thank you for joining us today. I am your host, Randall White. If you head out to your favorite farmer's market, farm stand, or grocery store this time of year, you will see big, bright red, juicy, and really flavorful strawberries. Grown here, of course, on California's Central Coast, the hot spot for that crop. It is peak strawberry season. In fact, Santa Maria recently had their annual strawberry festival. Oxnard's is next weekend, the 18th and 19th, and then I believe Arroyo Grande's is the week after that. I mix fresh organic strawberries into my oatmeal just about every morning and have noticed lately the organic versions are huge. A lot of times they're on the smaller side, but just giant. You know, I don't often think about the work that goes into harvesting these national favorites, and strawberries, by the way, consistently rank in the top spot among fruits and vegetables, but it is indeed back-breaking work. LA Times writer Hector Becerra's article titled "A Day in the Strawberry Fields Seems Like Forever" was published in the paper last Friday and details the difficulties of harvesting this crop. He joins us on the live line right now to talk about his couple of days in the fields of Santa Maria. Hector, welcome to the program.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, great to have you here. You know, I instantly, when I saw the article, I began reading it, and then I was looking at the pictures and realized that when I used to anchor the morning news at KCOY CBS 12 in Santa Maria, I would bike ride a portion of my commute into the station, and it took me right along the strawberry fields. And on my way home from work, which was around noon every day, I would see these people out in the fields in their uniforms that you got into. And on some of the warmer days, I would think, wow, how are they covered up like that with so much clothing? But the day that you were there was a cooler day, right?
Yeah, actually, it was sort of optimal conditions. I really couldn't complain about the weather conditions at all.
The weather conditions you couldn't complain about, but what was it? The position your body had to be in for hours at a time?
Yeah, I don't even do weeding, so I'm a city boy to the extreme, and I just wasn't used to being bowed and bent for hours at a time, and not only that, the hand-eye coordination necessary to actually pack strawberries and pack them well, pack them nice, was just too much for me to handle.
Yeah, because there's a speed element to this, and a lot of people think that the strawberries are picked and then they're brought to some central location where they're nicely placed in the packaging so the red shiny sides are up and that sort of thing. But no, that's done by the field workers.
Yeah, it's all done by hand in the fields. I mean, it goes to a factory or a facility to be, where it's kept in front of coolers to be kept cool. But I mean, that, my wife would always tell me, wash your fruit, and I would sort of like just shrug, and sometimes I'd do it, sometimes I wouldn't. But you should, because more often than not, what you actually find in the package was held by someone in their hands in a field, put it in that package, and then it ends up in your refrigerator.
That's impressive to me, because I buy a lot of strawberries. So I'm going to think about that now every time I open one of those shells and reach in, and I do notice how nicely they're placed in there. So I didn't realize that was on the part of the workers. And you said, I don't remember what the exact quote is, but that you were living sort of a Tetris nightmare.
Right. Well, you're walking down the rows, and by the way, the rows are very narrow. And you have this little cart that you're trying to push, and so it's sort of like sensory bombardment, and the workers are using both hands basically equally, and it's almost like they're not thinking, but of course they're just thinking very fast as they're picking the strawberries expertly. They're putting them with both hands on clamshells on either side, and they're sorting them really nice. The problem that I would run into was that I'd go mad just looking for the perfect shape. Sometimes I'd want a small strawberry, and I just couldn't find one. I'd want a slender one, and I couldn't find one. The ones that I liked the most were the sort of the flat, large ones, because those were pretty practical. They could kind of cover a lot of space. Right. They were huge, and they were easier to fit. But, I got really obsessed with the shapes of strawberries.
They stacked better when they were the big flat ones, huh?
Sort of, I thought.
That's funny. So you spent this day out in the fields packing the strawberries, and you met a lot of people. From the gist of the article that you wrote, it seems like these people are in pretty high spirits despite this backbreaking work.
Well, I mean, I don't want to say that they were, sort of, whistling while they worked. I mean, I think it's really hard work, and what are you going to do? Complain about it? I mean, I think the moment you start complaining about it, it's the moment that your body just gives away, and you just can't do it. And I think I think they just kind of gut through, and I think to the best of their ability, they try to sort of make it as bearable as possible. There was music that was playing that you could hear from the machines that were sort of moving through the fields, and a couple of the workers would actually sing along to some of these ranchera songs, and I didn't hear a lot of complaining. Occasionally, a worker would sort of stop and rub their thighs and sort of, but they didn't do that for very long. I didn't hear a lot of whining. I think most of the whining that took place in that field was sort of done internally in my brain.
You met Mark Teixeira, one of the big landowners in the area, and you got to speak to him a little bit about the issue of immigrant workers. Can you talk a bit about that?
Right. I mean, actually, Mark had been quoted by a colleague of mine, a columnist, George Skelton, I think a couple of months ago, and Mark had actually made a comment about how not just any bozo off the street can't do this kind of work. And so I sort of thought, well, I'm sort of like a bozo off the street. I'd like to give it a try.
Right.
And so I was connected to him, and he was totally gung ho about letting me do it, but he didn't think I should do strawberries. He thought I should do broccoli or some other crop, not because they were easy, because I think he just thought that I would be able to do it better and longer without just sort of breaking down.
Right.
So, and he insists that, like a lot of growers, and a lot of the growers are Republicans and conservatives, they believe that Americans will not or cannot do this kind of work. I sort of disagree with that. I think Americans can do the work. I think, though, that most of us just haven't been in a situation where we feel like we actually have to. And I think that element, that sense of feeling like you have to do it is pretty important. It's a pretty important ingredient.
Some of these workers in the fields, this isn't their only job, or some of them they're going to school at night. They put in some incredibly long hours.
Yeah, well, I met one worker, a 21-year-old woman, I think Naomi Lopez, and she was actually going to school 4 nights a week at the Hancock Community College. And she wanted to be a winemaker, and her dream was to go to Italy and make wines. But this is how she paid for college, was by working in the fields.
Right. You're the son of immigrants, is that right?
Yes, my parents came from Mexico more than 45 years ago.
And their dreams were for you to move on to, well, like what you're doing now, and that's the dream of some of the people in the fields, correct?
Yeah, I mean, my parents wanted me to go to college, and father worked pretty hard, but to the extent that he had time to kind of push me to go to school, he did. And in fact, most of us, a family of 6, actually did go to college, and I think did fairly well by him. So, and I think that's sort of a universal dream. I think a lot of people, most of the people in the fields that I spoke to, this is not what they want from their own children. No,
the field you were in was not an organic field.
I don't know. I know that the strawberries were humongous. I'd actually never seen strawberries like this in person. So I don't know whether that means they were organic or they were, or what. I know that there were warnings about pesticides, and if organic strawberries preclude the use of pesticides, then I assume they were not.
Yeah.
I know they were going to Dole, though, because we were putting them in Dole clamshells.
LA Times writer Hector Becerra, his article titled "A Day in the Strawberry Fields Seems Like Forever" is linked at eatdrinkexplore.com right under today's program summary. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your experience in the Santa Maria fields.
It's Market
Thank you for having me.
All right, stick around, everyone. We're back in just a moment. California business owners, entrepreneurs, farmers, authors, and other professionals, this message is for you. We're looking to highlight those of you who give back to the community, care about the environment, and have the health of our state as part of your business model or focus. Our new California Love website is in the beta testing phase. So, during the next few months, we're offering free listings to qualified people or business entities. It's a win-win situation. You help populate our site with quality, locally owned California companies, and we help direct customers to your business or product. Simply head over to CALUV.com. That's CA as in California, LUV as in a cute way to spell love.com, and enter the information for your business today. Why wouldn't you? It's easy and it's free. CALUV.com, the California Love Business Recommendation Tool.
Seems everybody's going organic, including lawn care. Did you know communities across the country are converting their lawns, playgrounds, and playing fields to an organic care program? And it's working. You can safely control weeds and pests and have a beautiful lawn. Your kids, pets, and water supplies will be safer, and your neighbors will be green with envy. Oh, and in the long run, organic lawn care is cheaper than doing it the conventional way. Switch to organic lawn care today. Visit pesticidefreelawns.org. The folks who brought you this public service message. Check out pesticidefreelawns.org today.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
Market Fresh, broadcasting live from the heart of downtown San Luis Obispo. Here's your host, Randall White.
5:33 now the time, and a very good Thursday afternoon to you. Certainly love having you here for our weekly Market Fresh, 5 to 6, here on Crush 92.5 FM. We are high above I need to finish that sentence. High above the Higuera Street Market between Osos and Morro. You know, the Court Street shops, that cute little pedestrian area between Monterey and Higuera Street. We're right there above Pete's Coffee, looking down on all the delicious food being brought in. The vendors are setting up their tents right now. The grills are already going. They need to start that a good hour or two earlier. But lots of great stuff to have, and we're spring heading into summer right now. This is it. This is the time of year when you can just get your hands on so much great fresh produce here on the Central Coast. Hey, I want to tell you about something that's coming up this Saturday, just in time for Mother's Day on Sunday. What a great treat to take Mom to a wellness fair that's taking place at Sycamore Mineral Springs. It's totally free. There is a workshop and lunch, includes some wine, I believe, on top of it, that there is a fee for, $65. But lots of great information there. No better present for Mom than to make her healthy, right? Well, Stephanie Austin, a wellness coach and food advocate, and the woman behind the website wellnessbymothernature.com, will be a featured speaker at this event. and she's featured right now here on Market Fresh, joining us in studio. And welcome to the program, Stephanie.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to have you here. This event that is out at Sycamore Mineral Springs is it a fundraiser for the Wellness Kitchen?
It is. It's kind of a combination, really. So like you had mentioned, the tickets actually, luckily for us, have actually gone down. So they are now $50.
Really?
And it does include the wine tasting, and there's also music involved. So that wine tasting and music aspect is for the Wellness Kitchen, and then the actual presentation is to get everybody well. Luckily, we are part of the benefactors for that.
And there's cooking demonstrations, and the food you'll be eating there is all healthy food, right?
Absolutely. Made on site. It's going to be organic and gluten-free, which I'm a big proponent of. And Chef Nancy Walker of the Wellness Kitchen will be doing the demonstration, and I will be doing the nutrition presentation at the start of the day.
Our show is this one, and our Sunday show here on Crush. We often feature gluten-free options. What is it about gluten that irritates people's bodies?
Good question. Well, it's been hybridized throughout time. And in fact, there's a 50 by 50 rule where over the past 50 years, the content of gluten has increased by 50% due to the hybridization of the crop. But then again, back in ancient Egypt, there is documentation of gluten intolerance, of celiac actually. So even though it's really been marketed a lot lately, it has actually been a problem for a long time. It basically creates, your body creates a defense against it in the same way that when you get vaccinated, you have a defense against, say, measles.
Right.
And if you're exposed to a slight amount of measles, you want your immune system to eradicate it very quickly. Well, unfortunately, the protein structure does not break down in the GI tract, and therefore the body looks at it like an invader and creates an immune response against it. And therefore it attacks your weakest link.
Are there ethnicities that tend to have higher gluten intolerance, like you find with lactose intolerance?
Like diabetes?
And diabetes?
That's a really good question. There are certain body parts that are more prone to it, such as the brain, the small intestine, the pancreas, and the thyroid. And that seems to be with everybody. But I'm not too sure, actually, about different ethnicities.
Yeah. So the wine and music is from 2 until 4. The lunch is prior to that. You're speaking to kick off the whole event. That's just after 10 o'clock. You'll speak for about an hour and a half. What will your focus be?
My focus is something called making sense of nutrition. I really like to paint a picture of what it looks like, the way that we eat, the standard American diet, what that's really doing to you, and how we need to create an inhospitable environment where disease will not flourish. Because, of course, what most people eat today is what's creating the environment for cancer and dis-ease of various types. So I discuss that. It's a PowerPoint presentation. We go through some details about gluten-free eating, dairy-free, low glycemic eating, some key foods to incorporate in the diet, daily detox and elimination, very, very important. And then a lot of it ends up being questions and answers. I love to invite people to ask me questions during and kind of direct the talk in the direction of the audience. So
You're a strong believer in juicing. You've gone as many as 60 days where you just get your nutrients via juice. How does that work?
Well, it's actually fantastic, and you feel more energy than you will ever feel, and you can't really know you can feel that good until you make it about a week into the juice cleanse.
The first several days are painful for people, whether they're healthy or not.
It can be. It can be. There are steps you can take to really ease that, but for the majority, you might even have a headache or at least lethargy and certainly some bad breath, so it's more like everyone around you doesn't like the fact that you're juicing.
It's painful for them.
It's painful for them.
Why is it your body's getting rid of toxins and that gives you the bad breath?
Yes, it's called the detox crisis, and the bad breath kind of continues on past the day 4 to 6 or so. Well, there's toxins recirculating. That's why you need to do a lot of greens. You need the chlorophyll to help with the detoxification, but the digestion requires a lot of work from your body, and so when you stop the digestive process by not adding fuel to the fire, which is food, then your body says, we're going to have a heyday and release all these toxins, and then there's toxins stored inside the fat your body is now metabolizing as well. So you can feel kind of bad for a couple days, but then you can feel amazing. I've ran 5Ks. With plenty of energy, and you could totally do it. But it goes directly to the bloodstream without needing the digestion, so it's highly nutritive liquid.
Now, you have an HHP after your name. What does that stand for?
Holistic Health Practitioner. I specialize in homeopathy, iridology, and nutrition, and my background is holistic medicine.
Okay, and for people that aren't familiar with it, holistic medicine would include...
Well, it includes the connectivity of everything that goes wrong with you and how to heal using everything around you. So it's, you cannot, so for example, people who are often irritated, they'll end up with bladder infections.
Oh.
They're literally, I actually don't know if I can say they're pissed off all the time. So
Yeah, you can
they
say
end
that.
up, okay, good. So they end up with irritated energy in that area. So if I keep, constantly giving them things like D-mannose or cranberry or things that are commonly used for that infection, if they don't address the energetic level of their healing, it's not going to get better or it's going to return.
Yeah.
So the holistic is the whole picture, the whole body, mind, body, spirit, connectivity, everything.
People that don't think their mind is connected to the everything else going on in their body really need to take a closer look at it, because there's a connection.
Absolutely is.
Wow. So you sit on the board, if I have this correctly, at the Wellness Kitchen.
I do.
Can you tell us about the Wellness? This is based in Templeton.
It is.
And
yes.
what's the purpose?
Well, it's a nonprofit organization devoted to providing the community education, support, and resources on the healing value of nutrition. So Chef Nancy offers hands-on cooking classes. There is a wellness foods, healing foods, and transitional food program where people can pre-order their food each week. You order by Sunday and you pick up on Wednesdays. And it is the most whole food, locally sourced. A lot of farms do donate to them. And then the transitional foods are people maybe going through treatment and they have different kind of palate, because even going through chemotherapy or afterwards, you might have a metallic flavor in your mouth and foods don't really taste as good.
Oh, right.
So it's for the transition. And so a lot of people going through critical care, we do provide food, including delivery and food to them. And that is actually all sponsored by the community and through grants.
Amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's an amazing program.
I love nonprofits, and I love nonprofits that focus on foods such as these. I have heard now several times about the Wellness Kitchen. It seems like every time I run into someone and they ask me about the different shows we do, part of Eat, Drink, Explore Media, they'll say, "Oh, you need to talk to the people at the Wellness Kitchen."
Absolutely.
And so when I saw that this wellness clinic was coming up as a fundraiser for the Wellness Kitchen, I thought it was the perfect opportunity to feature this on the show. What would you say are some of the number one problems for people here on the Central Coast? We have so much access to fresh produce. You probably don't see the same problems that you might find, people that are in another portion of the country or the state where they don't have access to this amount of food, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we definitely have access to a lot of local things. And then there's the stores. There's the people who bring in the other things that are really important, like maybe say chia seeds, which are not really locally sourced, but are very, very important. So this community, I think that's another holistic aspect. I think it's also just the people that gravitate to this area bring that in. I absolutely agree with you. Yeah. Yeah.
I use chia seeds in my cereal every morning. I mix it in with my oatmeal, and they really expand.
They do. They'll hold 9 to 12 times their weight in water, or liquid. So whatever you put them into, you're going to carry that much nutrition that much longer. So I put it in my green juice, and now 9 to 12 times longer, I get all that nutrients.
Chia's big right now. What are some other?
Quinoa. Quinoa is very big, complete protein.
In fact, since you mentioned quinoa, you have a recipe that you shared with us. We've posted it under the recipe section at eatdrinkexplore.com. It is a gluten-free tabbouleh, and you make it with quinoa.
Absolutely. Good source of protein, makes you feel full. It's very satiating. It takes on the flavor of whatever it is that you're cooking it in. So take it sweet, take it savory, have it chilled, have it warm.
I had it in a salad today at Roxanne's Cafe behind Smiling Dog Yoga. It was just delicious.
Oh, yes.
Every single time I eat there, it was good. I had a sandwich that she made that included, what's the Korean kimchi?
Yes. Oh, good.
Yeah, kimchi was in the sandwich. She makes the most bizarre sandwiches. Like when you look at it on the menu board, you're like, what?
Yeah.
A miso sandwich with kimchi? Okay. And then I tried it, and let me tell you, good stuff. Stephanie Austin has lots more good stuff to share at the Wellness Fair being held out at Sycamore Mineral Springs this coming Saturday, 10 to 4. She's a featured speaker. The price of the tickets just dropped, $50 now. All the links available at eatdrinkexplore.com under today's program summary. Stephanie, thank you for joining us today. We'll have to have you back on. We could expand that conversation easily.
Yeah, on chia alone.
That's right. All right, everyone, stick around. We'll have our Market Fresh report coming up, street level, as we head out to the Lido deck. Our reporter Jen joins us with the details. You're listening to Market Fresh on Crush 92.5.
It's Market Fresh on Crush 92.5 FM.
Randall White here, host of Eat, Drink, Explore Radio, with a tip for Central Coast wine tasting. Eberly Winery was recently voted Winery of the Year by the world's top sommeliers and has one of the best local tours according to Wine Spectator. Eberly Winery open daily 10 to 6, and the winery's cave tours and wine tasting always complimentary. It's easy to find, too. Located on Highway 46 East, just 3.5 miles from Highway 101. Now it's time to plan your visit. Just head to eberlywinery.com.
Seems everybody's going organic, including lawn care. Did you know communities across the country are converting their lawns, playgrounds, and playing fields to an organic care program? And it's working. You can safely control weeds and pests and have a beautiful lawn. Your kids, pets, and water supplies will be safer, and your neighbors will be green with envy. Oh, and in the long run, organic lawn care is cheaper than doing it the conventional way. Switch to organic lawn care today. Visit pesticidefreelawns.org. The folks who brought you this public service message. Check out pesticidefreelawns.org today.
Can we have your attention for a moment? Eat, Drink, Explore Media has an important date we want to share with you. Saturday, July 13th. We invite you to join us at a craft beer and food event like no other. At last count, generous samples from more than 70 breweries will be paired with local culinary treats for the 2013 Breast Fest along San Francisco's waterfront at Fort Mason. Going on its 14th year, the annual Breast Fest has grown dramatically, raising money for an incredibly important cause, providing free, complimentary treatments for women battling breast cancer. The Charlotte Maxwell Clinic offers services such as acupuncture, massage, organic foods, and transportation. The clinic's core mission to provide relief from the terrible side effects of cancer and its treatments. Eat, Drink, Explore Media is very proud to be among the main sponsors for this year's event. For more information, go to thebreastfest.org.
Market Fresh, broadcasting live from the heart of downtown San Luis Obispo. Here's your host, Randall White.
That's right, broadcasting live here on Crush 92.5. We are on Higuera Street, just between Morro and Osos, looking down on the farmers market as it comes to life. Already people pushing their strollers and checking out the fresh produce as it is displayed. It can't be sold for another, roughly a half an hour from now. The prepared food can be sold starting at 6 o'clock, which is in about 10 minutes. And we have that. People cooking up right now. But for a complete look at everything, joining us from the Lido deck, as we like to call it, high above the Court Street shops, is our Market Fresh Cruise Director, reporter Jen Young. Jen, what do you have for us today?
Hey, Rando. I love that we're calling this the Lido deck now, just by the way.
It looks like one.
Well, of course, we've got a lot going on this week, like always. It is a little chilly. I should have brought a little bit of a bigger jacket, but I think I can survive. Now, on Napomo Street, Jim and I is back, and they were here a couple weeks ago, so definitely go check them out. Now, on Broad Street, we have someone else coming back to Farmers Market, MJ. Now, she's a Canadian Eurodance musician, and she had some hits in the 90s. And now she's back and she's touring and she's here in Slow again. She's got a little bit of faster music. Maybe if you want to get up and move, that's definitely the place to check out. Now on Garden Street, we've got Life Without Limits, and what they do is they provide opportunities for improving the lives of adults and children with disabilities, also seniors and veterans, families and caregivers, because it can be very difficult dealing with different types of disabilities. And they're going to be showcasing different assisted living and independent living services, programs, and products and equipment. So if that's something that you're looking to get more information on, they're going to be out there on Garden Street tonight. Now, Choro Street, we're going to have Suspended Motion. Now, they're an aerial dance company here on the Central Coast. And if you've ever seen the people kind of dancing with silks, they hang from the ceiling, they do a lot of acrobatics, that type of stuff. I'm not sure how that's going to work here at Farmers, but I definitely want to go see what they're going to be doing. Now, their goal is to bring together athletics and art, and they perform up and down the Central Coast. They've got performances all over coming up. And they also have classes in their Slow facility, and they range from different ages, different skill levels. So if you have no clue what I'm talking about, you can try it one day, get some lessons, and they love to help you out. And also something really great that's happening on Choro Street is the Mother's Day flower giveaway. So everybody's got a mom. So everybody bring your mom to Farmers Market tonight, and the first 750 moms at the market will get a flower tonight.
Whoa.
So that would be a great start to Mother's Day weekend. Now on Morrow Street, Lauren Radis is back. He's a singer-songwriter, and his music is independent folk rock, kind of slow, nice dinner music. And he, according to his website, he writes about things like life, love, sadness, and joy, things we all experience, things we all have dealt with in life. So we can really relate to his music. And he performs all across the Central Coast as well, and he'll be here tonight on Morrow Street. Now, tonight for our feature vendor, I talked to someone from Organic Pastures Dairy Company, and they're a family-owned and operated organic dairy, raw, and farm creamery, and they specialize in raw milk. And they kind of told me about their philosophy and what they like to do.
We produce and distribute organic grass-fed raw milk, which is very unique in California, actually in the whole country. We believe that milk should be unprocessed and undamaged, so we don't do any pasteurization, no homogenization. The milk is literally straight from the cow. So our philosophy is let nature do its thing and then protect it and support it. So that's kind of our beliefs. Our core product has always been just regular whole milk. I mean, people have been getting off dairy for years, and so what they want is they want milk, you know. And so people with lactose intolerance or dairy allergies, they can have raw milk. And so when they find grass-fed raw milk, they're so excited. That's our biggest thing.
Now, raw milk can be kind of new to some people, and there are possible dangers with raw milk, not with everybody, but it is a possibility. So I do recommend that you do your research, check it out, because it is so natural. But do your own research to see if it is right for you. But you can check them out tonight here at Farmers Market and ask them as many questions as you want, because they'd love to talk to you. They're based out of Fresno, and they also give tours at their farm as well. So that's what's going on tonight, Randall.
Yeah, they're one of the few raw milk providers. I've actually never seen a raw milk provider at a market except for them. And so, like you said, though, go into it with a little bit of education, because there can be problems when it comes to raw milk. But interesting stuff, and it's always nice to have the option anyway, you know?
Yeah, exactly. They're actually California's first raw milk dairy with certified organic pasture land. So they are the first in California.
Right. 750 mothers will get flowers tonight.
Yes.
I love that. Is that through Euphoria? Do you know?
You know, I'm not sure. I know Wells Fargo is one of the sponsors of that booth, but I'm not sure who the vendor who is providing the flowers is.
I think that it is. I'm not 100% positive, but Euphoria is on the Nipomo Mesa, and they grow a lot of the roses for the Rose Bowl and also for Valentine's Day, and they do a lot of sustainable farming, which is really great too. So. Jen Young, another great report. Thank you so much. It sounds like a lot of fun stuff at tonight's Farmers Market.
Thanks, Randall.
All right, let's get a check now of the market forecast. And it's a little bit chilly out there. If you're watching our video simulcast right now at eatdrinkexplore.com, we are looking down on one stretch of the market, and you can see people do have their jackets on and sweatpants, and they're a little bit bundled up because the breeze is making it feel even cooler yet. We're just in the mid-60s. It'll drop a good 10 degrees between now and the end of the market at 9 o'clock. The skies are clear, though, so smiley weather for sure with the blue sky and sunshine. Winds between 9 and 16 miles per hour. 16 is the forecast for the start of the market, 9 at the end, so the winds will be dying down a bit. Coastal fog, there's none to worry about, at least during market times, but there will be some developing late along the Pacific. All right. If you didn't catch everything on the show today, never fear, because we always bring you more of it coming up on at eatdrinkexplore.com. You can follow our YouTube channel and catch the clips or the entire show. Once again, our YouTube channel is user Eat Drink Explore. Don't forget to download our smartphone and tablet device apps via the Apple Store and Google Play. Thank you to Anthony Renaro, our audio technician and all-around great guy. Our guests today included, we had Hector Becerra from the LA Times talking about strawberry picking in the, I wanted to say the Salinas Valley, the Santa Maria Valley, and also wellness expert Stephanie Austin with her great tips. You can catch her this weekend out at Sycamore Mineral Springs, a great way to treat mom. And then, of course, Jen Young with our street report. I'm your host, Randall White, saying for all of us here at Eat, Drink, Explore Radio, be sure to catch us on Sunday for another live show. And as far as tonight goes, sink your teeth into something market fresh. We'll catch you back here next week. And ciao for now.
It's Market Fresh on Crush 92.5 FM.